So are schools going to be shutting again? In this video, I'm going to explain why they won't be. So I'm Lewis from the YouTube channel Physics Online. Don't forget that you can subscribe. This is my new subscribe button down here, that the first time I've used it today. And you can also find loads of stuff over at physicsonline.com, everything you need for GCSE and A-level. Now, there was a press conference this morning and they talked about the fact that we might be going into a second wave. In actual fact, they're already talking about things like the first lockdown, which sounds a bit ominous, but I think this time it's going to be different. Because if they shut schools, there are lots and lots of, I suppose, unintended consequences. There's a lot of students who might not get the support that they normally have at school, and therefore it's going to put them at a bigger disadvantage later in life. There's also this whole issue about exams, and as you know from the summer, if you cancel exams and you either go on some predicted grades, there's going to be lots and lots of issues there for the teachers and therefore ultimately the students. So my prediction, and this is what I'm predicting in September 2020, is that whatever happens, there will be exams in 2021. And if there's going to be exams, they're going to be keeping schools open, and it's going to be very, very rare, unless there's definite cases of COVID-19 amongst the teachers and the students at that school, they're actually going to shut the school. Now, I know that's already affected a lot of you. There's people who've been off waiting for tests. There might be people in your bubble who've been having to self-isolate, and even the whole bubble goes home. But I think this is going to be very much a temporary local thing. And my prediction is that they will keep schools open no matter what. Now, it's not going to be the same as last year. We already know that, and there's this whole new normal kind of thing. I think that this year there might be some maybe changes to how things happen normally. There might not be as many clubs and activities. There might be more blended learning, where maybe you have some more videos to watch online at home perhaps before you go back into school and do the work. There might even be a case of maybe different year groups coming in at different times. But I think that no matter what happens, schools are going to stay open. And if there are bigger restrictions around the country, this is going to be maybe stopping things like people socialising, going out to the pub and having a few drinks. I suppose things which aren't as necessary as things like education. So my prediction is that no matter what happens, schools are going to stay open. Now, the other thing they keep talking about is about the fact there's this exponential growth in cases. Now, a lot of the time at GCSE, we actually look at things which are an exponential decay. And this means that they change by the same amount over the same time period. At GCSE, we tend to talk about radioactive decay or the activity of a sample. At A-level, we then maybe tend to look at other things which include capacitors, where we have this exponential decrease in a number. What they're talking about at the moment is without measures being put into place, there would be an exponential growth. So over the same time period, the proportion increases by the same proportion, so the total amount increases by the same proportion each time. And that's what we mean by an exponential growth. And that's the reason why they want to make sure that there are some extra measures put in place really early. And if that happens, then there's a lot that we can do in the short term. Because ultimately, in the longer term, science does have the answers about having a safe, effective vaccine. And it's down to scientists, engineers, people who've probably were like you a couple of years ago studying their GCSE or A-level sciences, and now they're working really hard to get the vaccine out to as many people as possible. So there will be lots of disruption. I think they will keep schools open, and I know within a year there'll be a vaccine that probably most of us will have had, and therefore this will just seem like a distant memory. But in the short term, try not to panic. Keep working hard with all the work that your teachers are doing. And if you want any more support with your GCSE or A-level physics, don't forget to have a look at my YouTube channel where I've got hundreds of videos, and there's hundreds more over at my website. So hopefully all of you are staying safe. Don't get too worried. And yeah, I'll see you soon for some more videos. Thank you. Oh, and don't forget, if you're a Year 13 student, I've got this video about 100 days with 100 questions. You can find out more information here. I've also got a video about circuit breakers and how these actually work. So again, stuff there to really help you with your physics.